Okay, so they actually did it. The Trump regime has launched land strikes on Venezuela. There has been absolutely no wars declared by Congress. And yet, dozens of boats have been blown up. Over 100 people have died. Now they're admitting to land strikes. What the fuck is next? Invasion? Like, what? Seriously? You're seriously doing this? Like, I I wish I could say I'm like really surprised, but I'm not. Like, we all knew that this is kind of like the inevitable ending place of what's going on. But Jesus fucking Christ, just fucking unbelievable, man. Like, I don't fucking I have no fucking words for it. It's barbaric. It's illegal. It's war crimes. Like it's this is the man who ran on being the peace president, the anti-war president. What the fuck are you talking about? You're starting new wars. Wait, hello? You All right, so the New York Times did a piece. CIA conducted drone strike on port in Venezuela. Jesus Christ. The attack last week on a dock purportedly used for shipping narcotics did not kill anyone, people briefed on the operation said, but it was the first known U.S. operation inside Venezuela. It didn't kill anybody. The CIA conducted a drone strike on a port facility in Venezuela last week, according to people briefed on the operation, a development that suggests an aggressive new phase of the Trump administration's pressure campaign against the Maduro government has begun. I mean, like, even calling it like a pressure campaign against the Maduro government, he's literally like he's been murdering civilians. Like, I don't. It's not really a pressure campaign. It's like a terror campaign. Like, he's terrorizing the country. The strike was on a dock where U.S. officials have believe Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan gang, was storing narcotics and potentially preparing to move the drugs onto boats, the people said. No one was on the dock at the time and no one was killed, they said, but the strike is the first known American operation inside Venezuela. The details of the strike, which were reported earlier by CNN, fleshed out an attack that President Trump had already discussed openly, despite the secrecy that typically surrounds the CIA operations. Well, that's what happens when you have somebody with dementia in the office of the president. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Hello? Like, loose lips sink ships, and I guess these loose lips are shooting down fucking ships. But like, dude, like, what the fuck is this? Speaking to reporters on Monday, Mr. Trump declined to say how the attack had been carried out or by whom, but confirmed the United States was responsible. There was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs, he told reporters at Mar-a-Lago, his club and residents in Florida. They load the boats up with drugs, so we hit all the boats, and now we hit the area. It's crazy. You have no proof of anything. This is all so fucking crazy. There's absolutely no fucking proof that any of those boats that you have blown up in the Caribbean have had anything to do with narcotics trafficking. So why the fuck are we supposed to believe you now? And you're not just attacking in hopes that Venezuela responds militarily. So you have a reason to invade. Like, we all know you're just looking for a reason. So, like, what the fuck is this? And it's such a weird fucking choice to bomb a dock, isn't it? Like, the dock area. Especially if you're claiming there have been no casualties. And, I mean, like, docks are not the. If you had the information that you say you're doing and you're already brazenly blowing up ships, why would you not just blow up the facilities if you're doing, like, it just feels like you're egging Venezuela on, trying to get them to attack back. Like, which clearly you have been. Like, that's Susie Wiles pretty much came out and said it in that fucking Vanity Fair article. So, like, Jesus fuck. The Venezuelan government did not directly comment Monday on the strike on Mr. Trump's remarks. But Diosdado Cabello, Venezuela's interior minister, denounced months of imperial madness and harassment, threats, attacks, and persecution, robberies, piracy, and murders. Absolutely, because that's exactly what's been happening to them. Like, the United States has 1000% been harassing and threatening. They have been attacking boats, attacking civilians, all in the goal of persecution of the country and of Maduro. And then, which I'm not fucking defending. I fucking hate Maduro, but like in this fucking like, we can we can see that two things are wrong. Like, this is not how we should go about getting him out of office. Honestly, it's not really your problem. It shouldn't be your problem. Who the fuck is in office in a different fucking country that has their own sovereignty? Like, what are you talking about? This is so the Western chauvinism, imperial, like, America is the terrorist. Like, America, the United States military, the government, they are the real terrorists. They always have been. The White House and the CIA both declined to comment. Well, duh. Mr. Trump has been warning for weeks that he was prepared to expand his pressure campaign against the pressure campaign. Like, seriously? Fuck off. Campaign against the government of Nicolas Maduro to land strikes. The CIA developed intelligence on a number of purported drug facilities in Venezuela and Colombia as part of the planning for an expanded campaign. Until now, the U.S. has been pressuring Venezuela by conducting military strikes on boats it suspects of trafficking drugs and seizing oil tankers under sanctions. Illegally. Like, I hate the wording of like the mainstream media plays a huge part in sanitizing this shit. These are war crimes. Straight up. They all freaked out about that, like the double tap where Pete Hegseth like bombed the boat and then bombed the people on like stranded in the water like hours later. They all freaked out about that, but like, you should have been calling a spade from the beginning and calling them all war crimes. They've all been illegal. Military strikes on boats, it suspects of drug trafficking. They've been terrorizing fishermen in the Caribbean. Like, obviously, you have to say it in a different way, but like, this is very sanitized. Like, what are we doing here? And they pirated a fucking boat. Like, what? Hello? Seizing oil tankers under sanctions. Fuck the fucking sanctions. He doesn't give you the fucking right to fucking just take the fucking oil tank. Like, what are we doing? Those operations have taken place in international waters. And they're war crimes. The CIA drone strike took place inside Venezuela, likely on Wednesday. In a radio interview on Friday, this dumbass, Mr. Trump said the strike had taken place 2 days before. He went on his like friend's podcast radio show, fucking like dumbass. Like, no, but I don't even know who it was. I don't even care. And like I said, loose lips sink ships. This motherfucker has the loosest lips on the planet. And I think he's also demented, which does not help at all. But like, what? You fucking bitch. In an interview on Friday, Mr. Trump had said the strike had taken place 2 days before. What a bitch. The intensifying campaign unites two particular targets of the Trump administration, Nicaragua and the Maduro government. My God, this is so stupid. While the Trump administration has alleged there are close ties between the two, intelligence agencies have cast doubt on those conclusions. Which is so crazy. Like, Maduro is pretty corrupt. Like, you don't like all of these people coming out like, oh, we worked with Hamas, he works with Hezbollah. Like, you don't have to come out and say all that shit. Like, he's bad enough. I mean, like, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. It's illegal and it's a fucking stupid and crazy imperialistic fucking chauvinistic bullshit. But murder is war crimes. But there's enough about Maduro that you don't need to lie about him, and all these very easily provable like disprovable lies are not going to help you in the long run, because once they get disproven, people are just going to know him for not being corrupt in that fashion. So what you actually should be doing is just hammering the points that are true. He's corrupt as fuck. I don't like Maduro. I don't think what he's doing is good for Venezuela, but I don't have to lie about him to make my points. Like, that's not. And I also don't think murdering his civilians in the water, just trying to like fish in little boats, like, I don't think that's right. Obviously, wouldn't be doing that. But fuck, this whole thing is just so fucking crazy. Like, what is this? You know what it is? It's fucking Iraq. That's what it is. It's exactly the fucking same. The U.S. has an indictment against Mr. Maduro that dates back to the first Trump administration. Earlier this year, the United States raised the reward for information leading to Mr. Maduro's capture to $50 million. Mind you, people are starving. The New York Times reported earlier this year that Mr. Trump had authorized CIA operations in Venezuela and ordered them to plan for a variety of potential missions. The CIA is the biggest terrorist organization in the world. They need to be shut down. There's no need for them anymore, really. What do you need to have it for? Central Intelligence Agency? You're not just gathering intelligence, you're weaponizing it and using it to level countries, like just down to the ground. Like, my lord. Funding and backing fucking terrorist organizations too, whatever, if it suits your fucking needs. Like, how many fucking ties have we seen between the CIA and ISIS? The CIA and this terrorist organization, this terrorist organization. Like, on top of that, they do a ton of shit themselves. They're one of the worst. Oh, like, pretty almost openly, like all the time. They just do shit, and it's like, whoa, like I said, they are the biggest terrorist organization in the world. If you do not believe me, go read a book, like, or go read their Wikipedia page. Go figure it out. Something like, God, they need to be shut down. It's worse than abolished. They need to be blown off the map. It's crazy. The CIA regularly conducted drone strikes against terrorist targets in Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia, and elsewhere during the Obama administration, but the I'm gonna scream. What? Uh, yeah. Why don't you mention the fact that drone strikes increased under Trump 1 by 431%? I believe the number was. Look it up. Check it. Drone strikes increased. He bombed multiple of those countries, and he increased the amount of drone strikes from Obama's administration by 430%. Why do you leave that out? I agree, the Obama administration committed war crimes, murdering mainly civilians in the Middle East. But I find it funny that you leave out the fact that the CIA regularly conducted drone strikes against terrorist targets in the Obama administration, but the agency is not known to conducted strikes recently, leaving operations to the U.S. military. Bull fucking shit, first of all. Second of all, that's like me saying, okay, well, that's so stupid. That's like me saying, it wasn't my right arm, it was my left arm after I stabbed you. Like, it's like arbitrary. It's so. Anyways, like, God. Like, it's just so fucking weird. The fucking, like, the media is so fucking complicit in this. They actually are the first line of defense against fascism, and they were the first ones to fall. Like, it's just actually crazy. Like, uh, okay, fuck this fucking damn. It is not clear if the drone used in the mission was owned by the CIA or borrowed from the U.S. military. Military officials declined to comment on Monday. The Pentagon has stationed several MQ-9 Reaper drones, which carry Hellfire missiles, at bases in Puerto Rico as part of the pressure campaign. Pressure camp. Here we go again, bitch. Like, what? I'm watching you, New York Times. The fuck? All right. So this came out today. I mean, he said it on Friday, on like, it was late Friday, so it didn't really get like coverage until this morning. And they asked, and then they further asked about it, so it was more to like talk about. But on top of this, today at 7 p.m., the U.S. Southern Command on Twitter says on December 29th, at the direction of Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, Joint Task Force Southern Spear. What the hell? Oh my God, I'm sorry. So sorry. Why did I forgot how phallic he made those names? I've got. Never mind. Never mind. Serious. Anyways, serious topic. Serious. Okay. Southern Spear. Southern Spear conducted a lethal kinetic strike on a vessel operated by designated terrorist organizations in international waters. Who? Like, designated terrorist organizations? Who? Designated by who? To be who? What organizations? In one boat? There's multiple organizations. I'm so confused. Who? Which organization? You can just say, you can just like, now we're not even going to say that they're like a certain specific group. You're just going to say, oh yeah, they're designated terrorist organizations. Anyways, like what? In international waters, intelligence confirmed the vessel was transiting along known narco trafficking routes in the Eastern Pacific. Says like, bitch, the fuck? If that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. And you know it's bullshit. You're going to be like, they're going to say, this is the route and this is the part that they were on. They went from this place to this place. Like, what are we talking about? Like, fuck you, you lying ass motherfuckers. You're going to hell. And I hope it's hot. And was engaged in narco trafficking operations. Two male narco terrorists were killed. No U.S. military forces were harmed. But no one asked. This is just fucking insane. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Two two narco terrorists? Like, guess I'll fucking play it. Unbelievable, dude. Does that look like a fucking... Look how fucking small it even looks. And obviously, it's far away, but like... I'm so tired of this. Two people? What it was so... what about two people was so dangerous that you couldn't just like stop and board the vessel? Why do you have so many... Like, why do you have so many troops down there in the Caribbean, like just on standby if they can't go over and just stop the narco terrorists? Why can't you just set up a blockade? What is the big like? Why is it so difficult for you people to not kill people? Like that's really strange that I have to ask you, but it's a question that needs to be answered. Because if you don't have a good answer, you should fucking stop. And Just saying you want Maduro out of fucking office is not a good answer. Saying you want the oil is not a good answer. Like, so, and I don't think you have any left. So what the fuck are we doing here? Like, fuck off. Jesus fuck. I hate this fucking country. Jesus Christ, Lord Almighty. All right, everybody, you keep your eyes open and have a good night. This is fucking bullshit. I don't even. You guys going to fucking war with Venezuela? Like, Jesus Christ. All right, everybody. The anti-war president. Okay, so there's some new reporting out from the Wall Street Journal about Epstein's ties to Mar-a-Lago. They go into quite a bit of it. They talk to Mar-a-Lago employees, former employees from back in the day, and they go into how Jeffrey Epstein operated within Mar-a-Lago. So let's get into it. The incident that prompted Trump to ban Epstein from Mar-a-Lago's spa. Mar-a-Lago sent an 18-year-old spa worker on a house call to Jeffrey Epstein in 2003. She complained to her bosses that Epstein pressured her for sex. Ew. Employees at the Mar-a-Lago club warned each other that Epstein sometimes exposed himself during his in-home spa appointments. Like, ew. Okay, gross. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't just a frequent visitor to Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in the late 1990s and early 2000s. The club was also sending spa employees, usually young women, to Epstein's nearby mansion for massages, manicures, and other spa services, according to former Mar-a-Lago and Epstein employees. The house calls went on for years, even as spa employees warned each other about Epstein, who was known among staff for being sexually suggestive and exposing himself during the appointments. What? Like what? According to former Mar-a-Lago employees. So this went on for years. The first time this fucking happens, okay, we don't send employees there. First of all, sending employees, like spa employees, to somebody's home is already dangerous as fuck. Like, you obviously don't care about your employees that much at all because you're putting them in danger and they're coming back and telling you they were put in even more danger and you're doing nothing about it. You're continuing to send people and they have to warn each other. Like, what the fuck? Obviously, this is a place run by Donald Trump, so not extremely surprising, but regardless, this is a fucking workplace. Like, there are rules and regulations and laws. Like, what is this? The spa occasionally provided house calls for members. For members? Not just Epstein? This is weird. That's weird. That's weird. That's a weird thing to do. Ew. It's not a fucking, like, ew. Not an at-home service. Like, Epstein was not a dues-paying member of the club. But for years, he gets, like, VIP treatment. I wonder why. But Trump told staff to treat him like one. What are the dues of Mar-a-Lago? A lot of fucking money. Just treat him like not only just to treat him like a dues-paying member, but like a VIP, very important member. Epstein had an account at the spa where his companion, Ghislaine Maxwell, booked appointments on his behalf. Ew. It came to a halt in 2003 after an 18-year-old beautician returned to the club from a house call to Epstein and reported to managers that he had pressured her for sex. Ew. Former employees said. Okay, but what? Why? I honestly don't think that's true because people have been complaining the whole time. If it was an open secret, like he's going to expose himself, like he might pressure you, ask you for sex, like that's not, people are warning each other. They would have known. I don't believe that Donald Trump, well, no, I don't believe that Donald Trump broke up with Epstein over this. I believe that Donald Trump broke up with Epstein over a real estate dispute that was very suspicious on Trump's part, and he like pulled the rug from under Epstein completely. Like he Epstein told him he was going to buy this house. Trump came in and bought it, took him from under him, and then like Trump sold the property after stealing it from under Epstein when he, like after Epstein told Trump about it that he was going to buy it, and then Trump sold it for like an exorbitant, I think like double to some Russian oligarchs, and like it's a very shady deal. Like you can go look into it, but that whole situation was kind of like one of the was the what I believe to be the big issue in why they stopped being friends and like later on. But then years later, we know that they were spending time together. We saw in the email leaks from Epstein that they were together in or that he was at Epstein's house in 2011 with a victim for hours. Like, what the fuck? And then also from the Epstein email leaks, we've seen that they spent Thanksgiving together in 2017. Like, it's fucking crazy. Manager sent Trump a fax relaying the employee's allegations and urged him to ban Epstein, some of the former employees said. Trump told the manager it was a good letter and said to kick him out. It was a good letter? What the fuck does that even mean? Okay, cool. The beautician disclosed the house call to the club's human resources team. One of the former employees said the incident wasn't reported to the Palm Beach police. Why not? According to the former employees and police. Why not? Like, that's harassment. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what the fuck? I hate this boys club. Like, shit. Like, elitist boy club. Like, it's fucking. The department didn't begin investigating Epstein until 2 years later when a parent told them Epstein molested a 14-year-old girl from a local high school. Jesus fuck. Epstein was arrested in 2006 after several underage teens told police he had paid them for sex. The amount that this man was able to get away with is just absolutely sickening. Like, sickening. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Tuesday that the journal was writing up fallacies and innuendo in order to smear President Trump. What the fuck are you talking about, you stupid cunt? Like, I hate that bitch. I hate her. Oh my God. You see, she's pregnant. Again, as if she needs to bring more children into this world. Like, God, what you need to do is read a book, you asshole. And her husband is like 60 and she's like 28. That's a hard 28, I know. But, ew, like, so weird. It's so weird. Okay. No matter how many times this story is told and retold, the truth remains. President Trump did nothing. Oh my God, did nothing wrong, and he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for being a creep. Leavitt said in a text message. I'm not addressing that stupid, and I'm not addressing that idiot. Like, fuck her. Representatives for the Trump organization did not respond to requests for comment. Of course they didn't. Beautician's allegations and the Mar-a-Lago spa's practice of dispatching workers to Epstein's home have not been previously reported because that's fucking weird. Like, what? That's weird as fuck. Sending employees to like random men's homes, like, I guess like, they're club member. He wasn't even a club member. Like, it's weird. He didn't even pay his dues. Like, what? Employees sent on house calls like the 18-year-old beautician were typically licensed by state boards of cosmetology or massage therapy. Right. Like, what is a beautician? I feel like that's a broad label. A beautician. The allegations came 3 years after Maxwell recruited another employee, Virginia Giuffre, who said that she was 16 years old when she left the spa to work for Epstein. Giuffre died by suicide this year, allegedly. Allegedly. The Wall Street Journal identified 4 other Mar-a-Lago employees who were listed in Epstein's address book, which was obtained by the FBI in 2009. By the time Epstein was banned from the spa in 2003, his disquiet over his presence at the club had been bubbling for years, including from Trump's second wife, again, Marla Maples, who in the mid-90s warned her husband and others there was something off about Epstein, according to former employees. Not only that, there was reporting from the New York Times about Epstein's friendship with Trump, and it said that Marla Maples had warned a mother at a teen modeling party or something of the sort at Mar-a-Lago or something. I'm not quite sure, but it was a Trump Epstein affair. And Marla Maples warned the mother to not let their daughter around any of the men, especially her husband, Donald Trump. So like this has been like multiple times now. Like Marla Maples has been all over this fucking shit, just warning people all like, everywhere. Like, I mean, like, good for her, I guess, for warning. But at the same time, like, how are you like living with yourself with like? I guess you didn't know for sure. Who knows? It's weird. Weird relationship between and uh, also she spends a lot of time at Mar-a-Lago this year, recently. Like she's pretty chummy with Trump still. It's weird. It's fucking weird, bro. It's all fucking weird. The relationship between Epstein and Trump, spanning from the 1980s to the early 2000s, has been the focus of intense scrutiny this year. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess this year, but for a while now. The Justice Department, in response to a law passed by Congress in November, has recently begun releasing thousands of documents from its files on Epstein, some of which reference Trump. A lot of which reference Trump. He's been the most mentioned person in like almost everything that's been leaked so far this year. Being mentioned in the files isn't an indicator of wrongdoing. Well, okay, sure. I disagree. I strongly disagree. Maybe that you didn't do. You didn't. It is not an indicator of you committing sexual misconduct crimes. Like it's not an indicator of you like being a pedophile or being guilty of sexual assault. But it is an indicator that you were very okay with people doing that. This was an open secret. Everybody fucking knew. Go look at the fucking Wall Street Journal's reporting that they did it on the fucking birthday book. It's crazy. So I'm done with this bullshit. Everybody around Epstein was guilty in some form or another, unless they had just met in passing or just met like once or twice. If somebody spent a lot of time with this man, they are guilty, in my opinion. Not speaking up and not saying things, not reporting to the police, you're kind of guilty by association. And this is how these things happen. Like everybody, it does like these. You don't get to be an international sex trafficker of children, especially people who are somewhat in the public eye, if there's not a ton of people who are enabling you to do so. Whether it's because they don't care or they're getting money or they're blackmailed or whatever. It takes a lot of people to make these organizations run. And part of it is the people around the main predator. If you are spending years of your life with Jeffrey Epstein, you obviously fucking know what's going on. And I'm tired of this shit. Trump has said he cut ties with Epstein years before Epstein's 2006 arrest. No, you did not. No, you did not. No, you did not. From Epstein's own fucking email, we know that you spent time at his house in 2011. You possibly spent Thanksgiving with him in 2017. Like, fuck you, bitch. Trump and Epstein continued to cross paths after the spa banned Epstein and Maxwell in 2003. They were in fierce competition for a Palm Beach property up for grabs in bankruptcy in late 2004. Okay, so my analysis might have been right for Mar-a-Lago, but this was what was like the final nail in the coffin, in my personal opinion. And Epstein's message book showed 2 calls from Trump the month of the auction, which Trump won. In 2008, Epstein reached a controversial deal with federal prosecutors in which he pleaded guilty to solicitation of prostitution and procuring a minor to engage in prostitution. He was arrested a second time on federal sex trafficking charges in 2019 and died in jail awaiting trial. A medical examiner ruled it's suicide. Bullshit. Trump has given a variety of answers about when and why he cut Epstein off from Mar-a-Lago and then ended their friendship altogether. I had a falling out with him. I haven't spoke to him in 15 years. Trump said after Epstein's 2019 arrest. Bullshit. You lying ass fucking con man. When asked this summer why he stopped socializing with Epstein, Trump said it was because he had lured some of his staff because Epstein had lured away some of his staff, which is weird. Because he did something that was inappropriate. He hired help. Trump said, I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again, and I threw him out of the place. Persona non grata. Well, so what is the fucking truth then? Like, what is the truth? Was he poaching your staff? Was he extremely inappropriate with your staff members? Is it is it the real estate disagreement? Like, what is it? Like, Trump in a social media post on Christmas Day said he was the only one who did drop Epstein, and long before it became fashionable to do so. Bitch. No, you didn't. The White House, meanwhile, has said that Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for being a creep to his female employees, including Giuffre. If you cared about Virginia Giuffre, you would release the fucking files, you piece of fucking shit. Shut the fuck up. Like, fuck you. My God. And the way that you fucking talked about her in that fucking specific interview, you talked about how he stole her and stole employees like they were your property. Like, you're such a piece of fucking shit. This is a woman who was sex trafficked at a young age and treated as property. And now you're going to go, like, speak about her as if she was yours? You're disgusting. Like, there's not a word to describe how vile you are, Donald Trump. Into the early 2000s, Trump continued to associate with Epstein, saying in a New York Magazine profile in 2002 that he was a lot of fun and likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them are on the younger side. Lock him up. Like, lock him the fuck up. This is exactly what I was talking about. If you were around this motherfucker, you knew what the fuck was going on. A letter bearing Trump's signature and drawing of a naked woman was part of a book celebrating Epstein's 50th birthday in January 2003. Trump sued the Wall Street Journal in July over its article about the letter, calling it non-existent and alleging defamation. Congress has since obtained the letter from Jeffrey Epstein's estate and publicly released it. The Journal has moved to dismiss the lawsuit, which I'm sure will happen. Maxwell regularly visited the Mar-a-Lago spa, where she booked Epstein's in-home appointments and charged services for herself to the account in Epstein's name. The spa made house calls for some members, but preferred that they come in for services, former employees said. Prefer? Like, it's so, like, that should not even be a fucking option. Like, what? That's so weird and dangerous and fucking, like, oh yeah, the club members of Mar-a-Lago are not going to be perverts to fucking, like, why are you putting your employees in danger? Like, that's not, I highly doubt that that's what they signed up for. Maxwell also used the spa to recruit young spa workers for side jobs, which weren't authorized by the club. She's an evil person. An evil, evil person. She said that they could make some extra cash by giving massages to her friend, former employees said. Like I said, Maxwell went to other spas in the Palm Beach area in search of massage therapists for Epstein, according to a 2009 deposition by Epstein's house manager, who said he drove her as she made her rounds. Exactly what I'm talking about. What the fuck do you think she was doing? You drove her around as she made her rounds? Like, who the fuck gets multiple massages in a day? Multiple different spas. Maxwell was convicted in 2021 for her role in Epstein's sex trafficking and is serving a 20-year prison sentence. Not long enough. She needs to rot in hell. She needs to rot in jail. Representatives for Maxwell declined to comment. Of course they did. Maples, who married Trump in 1993, so that's Marla Maples, widely shared concerns with Mar-a-Lago staff about Epstein soon after the club opened in 1995. According to former employees. Jesus Christ. She was vague about her reasons for disliking Epstein. She told employees that something about Epstein was wrong and off, and she worried about his influence on Trump. Girl, that's like that's like the blind leading the blind. Can Beelzebub influence Satan? Like, the comments were out of character for Maples, who rarely spoke ill of anyone to staff, the former employees said. There's Marla Maples in with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago in 1993. Was she pregnant there? Okay. But isn't Tiffany that age? Oh my God, she had a lot of work done. She did not always look like that. Okay. Yeah, she was born in 1993, so she was probably. Some of the former club employees said that Maples communicated her concerns to Timothy McDaniel, who worked as a bodyguard for the Trump family and oversaw security at the Florida properties. McDaniel did not respond to requests for comment. Of course he didn't. Silence is violence. Maples told Trump that she was uneasy about Epstein's presence and that she didn't want to spend time with him and didn't want Trump to either, according to former employees and people close to Maples. But Epstein continued to attend parties and events at Mar-a-Lago. Representatives from Maples did not respond to requests for comment. Well, she still spends a lot of time at Mar-a-Lago. Like I said, I don't know. I do not understand that woman in the slightest. Trump and Epstein had known each other since the 1980s and once made a bet over whether Maples was pregnant. What? According to a story Epstein retold in emails sent in 2015 and 2016 that were recently made public by Congress. As payment for losing the bet, Maples gave birth to a daughter, Tiffany, in October 1993. Epstein wrote that he sent Trump a truckload of baby food worth $10,000. Okay. Trump's friendship with Epstein outlived his second marriage. He and Maples announced that their separation in 1997 and finalized divorce in 1999. By then, Epstein had developed a reputation among spa staff for being inappropriate on house calls, former employees said. A massage therapist who worked at Mar-a-Lago in the late 1990s and early 2000s recalled asking managers why Epstein couldn't come to the spa, as they talked about sending someone 2 miles away to his house. That's another part, is like, it's not like it was out of pocket for you to come. Like, it's like, you could just, it's like, what? It's a walk. It's a, like, you could walk there. I don't get this. The bosses told her that Epstein preferred spa services in the privacy of his own home. That's fucking weird. No, this is a formal thing. Like, no, this is, no. I understand that there are services where, like, people, like, do in-home massages, like pop up a table or whatever. But no, this is a workplace. That's not the service that they signed up to provide. It's not like that's not their job description to go. This is there's things are different for a reason. Like, what the fuck? This is not okay. Sorry, but like, what the fuck? And warned the employee that Epstein sometimes exposed himself during the massages. What the fuck? The bosses told her that? That warned you, but call the police. Well, hello? What the fuck is wrong with people? And you were just, oh, he prefers in his home, but watch out. He might show you his cock. What? Oh, okay. But also, no, because what? That's not how. No. No, 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 no. No. What? No. That's not how that's not how that's supposed to work. Like, call HR. Call the police. Like, hello, 911. In 2000, Maxwell offered Giuffre, then an attendant in the spa, work as a massage therapist for Epstein. On her first visit to the mansion, Giuffre said that Maxwell brought her into a room where Maxwell took off the teen's clothes, including a Mar-a-Lago polo shirt, and Epstein sexually assaulted her, according to her posthumous memoir published this year. There's a special place in hell for Ghislaine Maxwell. Over the next 2 years, Giuffre alleged Epstein sexually abused her and trafficked her to other powerful men. Giuffre said in a 2016 deposition that she never observed Trump participating in any abuse of women or girls, and wrote in her memoir that Trump couldn't have been friendlier when she met him. Trump was asked by a reporter this year whether Giuffre was one of his employees that Epstein had poached. I think that was one of the people. Yeah, he stole her. Can you imagine your sister? Could you imagine your sister, your daughter, your family member, your friend was horrifically, globally sex trafficked by elite men who treated her like they owned her. They owned her body. That's how these people behaved. Here's the President of the United States. The year that she committed suicide, allegedly, here he is saying, oh yeah, he stole her. What? Can you have some fucking respect, you troglodyte? What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus fucking Christ. Maxwell continued to scout for women in the spa in the early 2000s, handing out a phone number to young staff. Former employees said, she told them to call if they or their friends wanted to make extra money. Oh my God. That's another thing that's like so sinister about all of this, is that they turned victims into victimizers. And I don't blame the victims. Listen, they're kids. But it's such a, the reason I bring it up is that it's such a terrible place to be in, where you are dealing with this horrific trauma you went through, and you have to, on top of that, deal with the fact that you contributed to it. And yes, you were groomed and manipulated to do so, but that doesn't change the fact that you did it. And I don't know how I would handle that. And like I said, do not blame them one bit. They were kids. But I do not, I have a lot of empathy for those girls, especially. I mean, all of them. Christ, guys, I can't. It's like insane. All right. Keep your eyes open, everybody. You got to pay attention on this. This is just insane. They're going to keep on throwing out these fucking stupid distractions, like the fucking fraud cases of in Minneapolis. Who gives a fuck about some random municipal fraud case that's being investigated? Like, who gives a fuck? Look at this. Like, what are we talking about? The president is caught up in a pedophile sex ring, and he's protecting it actively. My God, focus. Like, open your eyes. What? Who? All right. So the New York Times has put out a report summarizing the first year of the Trump administration's war on immigrants. We have seen some of the most barbaric and egregious human rights violations out of America in a long time over the past year or so. I don't remember it ever being this bad in America. I don't think it has been this bad in my lifetime. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Alligator Alcatraz, that was fucking barbaric as fuck. Rounding people off the street like it's the fucking Gestapo. Like, uh, concentration camps known as ICE facilities. Like, there, there was a shooting targeting an ICE facility. Two immigrants died. Most of the people that have been rounded up do not have any violent criminal record whatsoever. Like, it's just fucking insane. So let's get into it. Year one of President Trump's quest to conduct the largest deportation campaign in U.S. history turned towns and cities into battlegrounds. Americans were inundated, first slowly and then all at once, with videos of masked agents seemingly everywhere rounding up immigrants on parks and on sidewalks, in parking lots and construction sites, in farms and factories. Thousands of immigrants were detained, their absence evident at construction sites in Florida and meatpacking plants in Nebraska. Raids at those sites gave way to the detention of migrants in New York courthouses and so fucking crazy. It's illegal to arrest somebody when they are coming out of their hearings for immigration, like when they're coming out of immigration hearings. Like, that's not. It's so fucking vile. And of workers at Los Angeles car washes. A year into Trump's war on immigration, images of an altered America. The crackdown and detention swept from one coast to the other. Day laborers in Los Angeles, a flower seller in Chicago, immigrants in New York courtrooms. In just 11 months, about 500,000 people would be deported in an unrelenting campaign celebrated by those who saw it as long overdue and lamented by those who saw it as inhumane. It is inhumane. Like, we don't see it as inhumane. It's inhumane. The people that are supporting it just like that. They like the inhumanity of it. They like that these people are being treated poorly. They like it. That's the only thing. If you are supporting them still, if you're supporting what ICE is doing, you like the barbaric nature. You are a vile person. Over the year, the deportations forced Americans, even those who welcomed the stepped-up enforcement, to reckon with the human consequences of rounding up and expelling people from their streets. Homes were emptied, families were splintered, neighborhoods were subdued. Insane. In the kitchen of a buzzy Manhattan pub and bistro, where a Guatemalan line cook stopped showing up, a chef was left scrambling for answers. Electric bicycles littered sidewalks in Chicago and Washington after the riders were detained while making deliveries. In the New York suburbs, Maria Priego huddled for her dinner with her 4 children, leaving empty the chair where her husband, Alejandro Juarez, had sat every night before he was deported to Mexico after 20 years in the United States. And in Georgia, a family cleaned white sneakers, hoping to ship them to El Salvador, where 2 brothers, Josue, 19, and Jose Trejo Lopez, 20, were deported in May after growing up in the United States. Jesus Christ. it's so inhumane. Like what what they're doing is inhumane, but also deporting somebody that has lived here since they were a kid is so fucking insane. Like what Mr. Trump catapulted back to the White House by voters whose views had shifted sharply against illegal immigration, was making good on his campaign promise to enforce immigration laws to their fullest extent. Yeah, but he's going way farther than immigration law. There are so many laws have been broken. Let's talk about, well, racial profiling is against the Civil Rights Act, but you know, but the Supreme Court shat all over that piece of shit. Americans were confronted with a swelling deportation force that, under pressure to meet arrest quotas, traded targeted raids for sweeps that critics saw as indiscriminate and supporters as vital. Protesters clashed with armed agents as the dragnet widened, sweeping up recent and long-time immigrants, those with criminal records, and many without. Many without. And a lot of the criminal records are non-violent criminal records. Like, it shouldn't be a huge deal where you need to be rounded up off the street by men in masks, put into a concentration camp, and then sent back to your country, maybe, or sent to El Salvador and be sent to a torture camp or like somewhere else. Who knows where you'll be sent? Like, you shouldn't have to be sent away because you have driving infractions or something, like, just because you've committed, like, you shouldn't have to be fucking deported because you committed a petty crime, non-violent, not hurting anybody. Like, what the fuck? The all of government effort was stunning, an abrupt pendulum swing for a country that had just absorbed a record influx of migrants during the Biden era, overwhelming cities, souring voters, and fueling Mr. Trump's hardline agenda. Overwhelming cities? Overwhelming cities. Okay. For decades, a fragile tacit understanding had allowed millions of undocumented immigrants to build lives here, largely without fear of deportation, so long as they worked hard and stayed out of trouble. In less than a year, that status quo was upended. The 2,000-mile swath of desert, mountains, and steel walls that separates Mexico from the United States is unrecognizable from just a few years ago, when illegal crossings by hundreds of thousands of people generated disorder. Now few dare cross. The wording of this article is so fucking weird. New York Times will never not prove themselves just be the weirdest liberals. The silence is pierced by the thudding of military helicopters conducting the surveillance with infrared cameras. Soldiers deployed by Mr. Trump are perched on 8-wheeled armored vehicles that had typically been used for combat in Iraq and Afghanistan. Jesus fucking Christ. They are the visible deterrent along the 30-foot high bollard walls. Jesus Christ. Under President Joseph R. Biden Jr., the Border Patrol apprehended an average of 5,000 people a day crossing the border illegally, millions of whom were released into the country while awaiting asylum hearings. Why is that a bad thing? Like, Mr. Trump vowed to end the Biden era practice he called catch and release, declaring a catch and release. They're not fish, you asshole. What the fuck? Declaring a national emergency at the southern border on the day he was inaugurated and vowing to repel the disastrous invasion of our country. You need to what the country needs to do is repel the disastrous President Donald J. Trump, motherfuckers. He immediately halted asylum for people seeking refuge through the border using a contested legal justification that relied on his declaration of state invasion. Now nearly all migrants are quickly turned back at the border. It's like, oh my God. It's so fucking crazy. And under Mr. Trump's zero tolerance policy, they are being charged with illegal entry, a federal misdemeanor that can carry up to 6 months in prison or up to 2 years for repeat offenders. Why? Like, what? Why not just to fucking deport them? Like, why would you? Well, that's so stupid. You're gonna punish them. But how is this? The prison industrial complex in America needs to be shut the fuck down. What the fuck is this? 6 months in prison? That's literally like, well, they probably get kickbacks, but like, taxpayers won't have to pay for them? Like, it's just like, isn't that antithetical to what you are trying to do? The deterrent policies have proved consequential. The Border Patrol apprehended an average of 258 people a day in October, the lowest levels at the southern border since 1970. It's a breath of fresh air, a Border Patrol officer told the New York Times on a recent October morning. Jesus fucking Christ. Eat shit and die, you pig. The border wall disappearing into the New Mexico into the New Mexico desert behind him, and the belongings of those who had been detained left lying in the dust. Total 180. Now we have time to do our jobs properly. He had just apprehended a Spanish speaking man, one of the few people trying to cross undetected from Mexico this year. I don't understand. The officer who spoke on the condition of anonymity, because he was not, of course, like, fuck you. Because he was not authorized to speak publicly, of course he wasn't. Said he tracked down the man after getting a call from the Department of Defense, which has been helping to monitor the border. The Department of Defense? The Department of War? Why are. My God. God fucking help us. Jesus Christ. The decrease in crossings has eased the strain on cities on both sides of the border, leading to the closure of shelters that once provided temporary housing to thousands of migrants. In El Paso, dozens of bunk beds sit empty in Annunciation House, the network of shelters where Ruben Garcia has welcomed refugees for nearly 50 years. Refugees. People seeking refuge. For Mr. Garcia, the empty beds at his diminished shelter system are a reminder of the way that the United States has turned its back on vulnerable migrants fleeing violence, poverty, and repression. The strength of the United States has been the country's willingness to identify with other human beings, said Mr. Garcia, the director of the shelter network. That is our strength, that we see something of ourselves in other people, he said. This year has been about losing our souls and pretending that we're not seeing what is happening. On a cold night in March, plainclothes and agents entered the lobby of an apartment building in Upper Manhattan and arrested a recent Columbia University graduate and a pro-Palestinian activist as he was returning home with his wife. Mahmoud Khalil. The man they arrested was a permanent legal resident. Permanent legal resident. Overnight, the push to deport Mr. Khalil transformed him into a central figure in the debate over free speech as more international students had spoken out in favor of Palestinian rights were detained. Mahmoud Khalil is a fucking badass. Like, as soon as he got out, he was protesting and advocating for Palestinians as much as he could. That he is a good man. An Ivy League campus, it turned out, became the unlikely location of the first salvo in New York. The raids that New York leaders had envisioned at the city's migrant shelters, which began closing and emptying as the border crossings dropped, did not materialize. Instead, federal agents were arrived at the city's immigration courthouses, the state government buildings in Lower Manhattan, where migrants intent on following the rules show up for routine court hearings and check-ins. So you can literally do everything right, and they'll still come and get you. It doesn't matter. The courtroom soon evolved into convenient grounds for the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, ICE, to easily apprehend thousands of migrants, turning them into an out-of-view epicenter of deportations. And I want to say that this is very intentional. By intimidating people from not coming to their court dates, they are forcing them to not come. They're trying to scare people out of coming to their court dates. And by missing their court dates, they become rule breakers. And if they are breaking the rules or the law, then they have a reason to go round them up. So that is why they're stationed at courthouses. Not only because it's easy pickings, but it's also because if you are intimidated enough to not show up, you become a justifiable target for ICE raids. Which is not justifiable really, but in their eyes it would be justifiable. On a parallel track, Mr. Trump moved through the executive decree to transform an already broken immigration system into America First apparatus. Already broken, you can say it 3 more times. He sought to restrict birthright citizenship, which is crazy, instituted travel bans, and revoked humanitarian programs that had shielded migrants from deportation to unstable countries. So, refugees and those seeking asylum. Also, why would you? It's so crazy okay, your country is in the middle of a war. We're gonna send you back. Also, a lot of the people who had helped with helped the American government and the American military abroad, like people from Afghanistan, they literally cannot be sent back. If they get sent back, they will be murdered. Straight up. That's what will happen. They'll be captured and murdered by the Taliban. You cannot send people back who have worked with the American military. And when you're doing these broad sweeping raids, you are not able to properly specify who is who because you're not even going about it properly. You don't know who, Jesus fucking Christ. Scaring undocumented immigrants into abandoning the United States voluntarily or self-deporting became part of the mission. I've seen quite a few cases of that. ICE launched a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign, which was fucking bullshit. What the fuck? Wanting them to leave or be hunted down. Are we... Barbaric. Literally barbaric. Troglodyte-level humanity. Restrictions were loosened to allow agents to make arrests in places that were previously off limits, including schools, churches, and hospitals. No human. That's schools, churches, and hospitals. You have no humanity left. The arrests there were rare, but they still fucking happened. Jesus fucking Christ. The agency began deporting some immigrants to countries they were not from and to which they had no ties. multiple, like a ton of people. And also, not only that, they were shipped to a fucking torture prison in El Salvador, and a ton of them were sexually assaulted, tortured. Like, it's fucking insane. More than 100 people from Asia and the Middle East, including Iranian Christians, including Iranian Christians fleeing persecution, were sent to Panama in February. What the fuck? The following month, more than 200 Venezuelan men were flown to a notorious Salvadorian prison, where many later said that they were tortured. Exactly. It's fucking crazy. The swift actions were heralded by a cohort of Americans who hailed the deportations as essential to deterring illegal immigration and ensuring fairness for immigrants who had entered the country through legal pathways. How many times do we have to tell them that is not what is happening? That's not what is happening. But from Seattle to Miami, fear and anxiety spread across immigrant enclaves during those early months. Schools, restaurants, and barbershops emptied, and many limited their time outside, waiting for large sweeps to hit. And they hit. It all began in Los Angeles. Agents barged into Home Depot parking lots to detain day laborers, which is so fucking gross. Like, they're literally just there trying to make it honest day's work. Like, fuck. Like, they searched for vendors in the alleyways of the city's fashion district, and they fanned out armed on horseback across a mostly empty park. I forgot about that. A display of force in a Mexican neighborhood. Upset with the pace of the deportations, Trump officials began focusing on Democratic cities with so-called sanctuary policies that Republicans had argued protected immigrants and at the expense of the public safety. You're such a, like, what the fuck? You are the fucking expense to the public fucking safety, bitch. Masked men on the fucking street. And we've also heard so many fucking stories about how people have been posing as ICE agents committing crimes. Somebody was raped by somebody posing as an ICE agent. Like, this is fucking insane. You are the fucking threat to public safety. Protests against the raids flared in Los Angeles, home to the country's largest undocumented population, prompting the president to send National Guard troops and Marines in June, the first deployment of the forces into a major city in 2025, but not the last. Scenes of officers firing flashbang grenades and tear gas at demonstrators they described as agitators became a harbinger of the turmoil that would soon spread. Yeah, that was crazy. It's gotten crazier ever since. A telegenic Border Patrol commander, telegenic? What kind of crack do you smoke? Telegenic Border Patrol commander? Gregory Bovino? Emerged as the face of the operations? What the fuck? The criminal. Deploying confrontational tactics and turning the raids into a made-for-TV roadshow as he advanced on other Democratic cities. Ew. After gaining Mr. Trump's admiration, Mr. Bovino, trailed by cameras filming Hollywood-style promotional videos of officers arresting immigrants, Jesus Christ, was sent to another Democratic city about 2,000 miles away, Chicago, where he committed even more crimes. That man needs to be charged expeditiously. Unmarked vehicles and military-style convoys soon roamed downtown Chicago and heavily Latino blocks. Agents scooped up Hispanic men from gas stations and bus stops, relying heavily, critics said, on racial profiling. Well, they had to. We know this because in LA, they tried to fight it, and the Supreme Court ruled that racial profiling was actually justified in this case. Yeah. Civil Rights Act. That don't matter. One of the first to be detained was Leo DiGario Martinez Barradas, a vendor from Mexico who sold flowers at an intersection in the Archer Heights neighborhood on weekends to provide for his 6 children. A father of 6. Just selling like a street vendor. Like what is he doing wrong? On September 7th, agents handcuffed him and whisked him away, leaving behind his backpack and scattered flowers. He was deported to Mexico a few days later. It's sad because they're not only taking people with problems with the law, but also people who are just working, he said in a video posted on social media from Mexico. Mr. Bovino defended his tactics, saying that the deportations aligned with the will of the people. Bull fucking shit. We're in lockstep with Maine and... What? We're in lockstep with mom and pa in America. With the taxpayer. Bitch, no, you're the fuck not. No, you're not. Trump's approval ratings are in the shitter on immigration, even amongst Republicans, even amongst MAGA. So, no, the fuck you are not. Only 77 million people voted for Trump to begin with. That's like a quarter of the country. We're what I call now sanctuary busters. You are a piece of shit. What the fuck? You're what I call a bitch, Bovino. Fuck you. He said in November, there are no sanctuaries. There are no sanctuaries. There will be no sanctuaries. Can you imagine saying that? Sanctuary. Like that. Fucking sociopath. What the fuck? Like, Chicagoans pushed back. Yes, the fuck they did. Residents recording with their phones honked their horns and crowded around agents. An ICE facility in the suburbs drew protesters as agents threw smoke bombs and slammed demonstrators to the ground. The right to peaceful protest does not exist in America. It just does not. This is not making anybody safer, Governor J.B. Pritzker of Illinois said at the time. It's a show of intimidation. All told, federal officials said that they detained more than 10,000 immigrants in Los Angeles and more than 3,000 in Illinois and Indiana, leaving Mr. Trump supporters encouraged. Well, fuck them. They can go eat shit. There are legal ways to get here and they should be used. They're rounding up the people who have done This is like willful ignorance. It's like not even ignorance. It's like willful stupidity. It's like you are choosing to be dumb. You are choosing to be a moron. Like, they are not just rounding up the criminals. They are not just rounding up people who are undocumented. They're rounding up people who have been here for years, legal people. Like, they are rounding up people with green cards. They're rounding up people like... And even if they are undocumented and trying to do things the right way, they are still rounding them up. They've been at fucking courthouses. They've been at work sites. They've been every fucking where. Like, I've literally seen them sweeping the streets looking for brown people. They've been racially profiling everybody. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? There are legal ways to get here and they should be you. Fuck you, Aaron Dahl, 49, a Tennessee resident. Fuck you. Straight white men need to be wiped off the earth. We don't need them anymore. None. No thanks. A Tennessee resident who voted for Mr. Trump. If you're here illegally and get benefit... Oh my God. I feel like I've been screaming this into a void for like 11 months. Undocumented people can't get federal benefits from federal programs because they don't have federal documents. It's in the name, undocumented. So they're making money, paying taxes on that money, and they're not able to even sign up for the programs you're talking about. They don't get benefits for the money that they're paying into the system that they should get benefits from. What the fuck are you talking about? You illiterate piece of fucking shit. Like, go read a fucking book. Oh, wait, you're from Tennessee. You're probably inbred and fucking stupid as shit. Well, clearly you are. Go to hell. Like, oh my God. My God. That's taking away from the taxpayers and everything else. That's just drain our own people. But billionaires can continue to fleece the American public, exploit their labor, treat them like slaves, and you'll just continue to be cock for them, won't you? Like fucking hell. But the arrest and the debates over whom ICE was targeting also deepened partisan divides. ICE followed a similar playbook as it moved from city to city. The agency singled out the arrest of immigrants with criminal records, releasing mugshots and rap sheets, which included convictions related to murder, assault, and sexual assault. Like, yeah, if you cast a fucking huge, wide fucking net, you're gonna catch some bad fish. Like, I don't know what this is. Like, why can't you just go by the criminal records and then go find them? You just don't want to do the work. And so you round up everybody. You put a strain on the system. There's so many people in detention right now who are here legally, have green cards, who are seeking asylum, who have done everything they fucking can. And you are just clogging the system up with thousands and thousands of fucking people who have done everything that they can to be here legally. Supporters cheering on a president they saw as prioritizing citizens back to the hardline tactics, with some adopting the administration's preferred target for its targets: monsters, criminal, illegal aliens, the worst of the worst. I honestly don't know how do you combat this? Like, these people are, they don't, there's something fundamentally wrong with American society. There just is. The ability to dehumanize others is baked into the fabric of the country, and it's just absolutely abhorrent. It needs to end, and I don't know how it does. The agency's own data revealed a more nuanced picture. Ew. One third of the detainees had no criminal record. One third of the detainees. About 30% of those detained through mid October had pending criminal charges, and 37% had criminal convictions. As processing and detention centers began to fill with migrants, the share of people arrested with past violent convictions, such as robbery or homicide, was down to 7%, compared with 15% in 2024. Critics angered by detentions they denounced as cruel described the arrest as kidnappings. They are, with some insulting ICE officers as pigs and Nazis during protests. Well, it's not really an insult, it's just a fact. I'm just stating a fact. They are Nazis. They're the Gestapo. They're the secret police. They're men in masks rounding people up off the street indiscriminately, sending them to concentration camps. Is that not Nazis? I'm sorry. Like, choosing a marginalized group, rounding them up off the street with your secret police, sending them to detention centers. Like, bitch, please. The fuck? polls began showing signs that Americans were upset by the aggressive tactics. Yeah, Bovino, you bitch. Exactly. Fuck Stephen Miller, too. Why hasn't he been brought up? He's a bitch. While a majority approved of Mr. Trump's approach to immigration, 53% said he was doing too much when it came to deporting immigrants in the country illegally. Too much is the lightest assessment of what's going on. It's way too much. It's far too much. Like, Jesus Christ. Up from 44% in March, according to a Pew Research Center survey from October. Matt Newton, a Republican from Cookeville, Tennessee, who voted for Mr. Trump, said he supported the crackdown but was grappling with the deportation of law-abiding immigrants who he said were working jobs that Americans would not do. I feel like they should maybe take a little time to look at it and be like, okay, they've been here doing the right thing, haven't caused any problems. Mr. Newton, who works in sales and identifies as a libertarian, Jesus Christ. The question is, why have they not tried to get a visa or not become American citizens already? Because it's not fucking easy, you dipshit. Like, if Americans are so unwilling to just like take that extra step, like if you're asking yourself that, you're able to take the extra step and realize that it's because the immigration policies in America are bullshit. They're terrible. It's so fucking hard to become a fucking citizen. It's not fucking easy, bitch. Like, the real question, like, you smug asshole, the question is, why are they not trying to get a visa? No, bitch. The question is, why is the immigration system in America not been reformed? That is the question. Why is it so fucking bad? Why are your immigration policies so bad? Why is your treatment of immigrants so bad? Why has an atmosphere been fostered where this is able to be an end result? Like, what is this? The fuck? New York City, despite having the largest immigrant population in the country, has mostly avoided large-scale raids that engulfed Los Angeles and Chicago for now. Well, Zohran Mamdani just got sworn in, so I really doubt that they're going to be going to New York and welcomed there. Also, New Yorkers are a different breed. Like, you are not going to have a good time going to New York, girly. Like, have fun with that. Good luck. City and state leaders are preparing for a potential surge in ICE activity in 2026 following the inauguration as mayor of Zohran. Following the inauguration as mayor of Zohran Mamdani, a Democrat who has spoken out against ICE. He said. But like you like maybe you should be prepared for the worst. I mean, what was it? Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Yes, that. But also, like, I have faith in New York. I do. Los Angeles is one thing. They did fight back pretty well, but I don't know. New York is the whole. I would. Anyways, New Yorkers have had glimpses of what may be to come. In September, a raid at a nutrition bar plant in central New York scooped up 57 immigrant workers, the largest raid in the state this year. In late October, more than 50 federal agents spread out near Canal Street in Lower Manhattan, arresting 9 African men, some with criminal records, on sidewalks long crowded with vendors who hawk counterfeit luxury goods. Okay. The raids, like, why? What? Like, what's that? Why is that necessary? Just put like crowded with vendors. You literally could have just ended it there. Like, the fuck? The raid sparked spontaneous pushback from New Yorkers and protesters who chased the agents as they retreated to ICE offices a few blocks away. Like I fucking said, New Yorkers are a different breed, and I have faith in New York. A few weeks later, protesters foiled another raid near Canal Street, boxing agents gearing up for an operation inside a parking garage. In the final weeks of 2025 have delivered nearly daily reports of smaller scale arrests of Hispanic men in the city's immigrant rich neighborhoods from Jackson Heights in Queens to Sunset Park in Brooklyn. Neighbors in those communities trade tips about ICE sightings in group chat and distribute whistles meant to alert residents about the raids in the vicinity. That's really smart. Every week, relatives of detained migrants make a pilgrimage across the Hudson River to an industrial corner of Newark. Sometimes under pelting rains or in freezing temperatures, they line up for hours by the chain link fences of Delaney Hall, the largest detention center near New York. On a cold evening in October, Leticia Cortez arrived with her son to see her husband, Santiago Rendon, for a last time. The family, Miss Cortez said, migrated from Colombia in 2022 after they were allowed to legally enter the United States to claim asylum. She found a job as an administrator at a Brooklyn migrant shelter, he as a tattoo artist. Which, there was shit went down in Colombia back then. Shit was going down in Colombia. There was mass protests, and the crackdown on the protests were fucking insane. I'm not sure the timing, but Colombia was going through it at this time, like these past couple years. So I can only imagine what just. In early September, Mr. Rendon was detained by ICE in New Jersey while he was handing out flyers to promote his tattoo studio. Christ. Like, what? What was he doing wrong? Like, Jesus Christ. The agency said Mr. Rendon was detained because he had previously been charged with assault. Ms. Cortez said she believed he did not have a criminal record. Mr. Rendon ultimately chose to be deported to Colombia to avoid languishing in detention. Christ. So, like, wouldn't his wife know about if he had a case for assault? Everything crumbled from one day to another, Miss Cortez said. On her last visit to Delaney Hall, their 7-year-old boy, Elian David Rendon, collapsed on the floor, began. Her 7 years old. Her 7-year-old boy, Elian David Rendon, collapsed on the floor and began crying when he saw his father in shackles. Minutes later, a security guard announced that the visit was over. 2 days later, her husband was deported. Doesn't even get into the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, Andre, the hairdresser. So many. It doesn't even mention alligator Alcatraz. How 1,000 people are missing from that facility. Just the fact that it exists. The ASMR videos that DHS has been putting out. There's so much. It's just the ICE facility shooting they didn't mention. There's so much that they did not mention. Like, they also, like, it's crazy to me that they did not mention the fact that ICE literally tried to kill a woman, like, straight up, and then tried to say that she tried to kill them. Insane. Also, a they literally lynched a man, not mentioned. Like, I don't understand this. Who It feels like somebody was asked to do this article and they were like, okay, I guess I'll do it. I don't really disagree with what's happening though. But like, there's so much that could be. So tired of this. I'm just so tired. All right. Here's to 2026. Hopefully it's a better year. Jesus fuck. Okay, so overnight the Trump regime has bombed Venezuela, captured, well, not captured, kidnapped and abducted Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, and the first lady, his wife. They have taken them to the Southern District of New York to be charged. They are currently being booked. This is pretty much unheard of in my lifetime. I've never heard of this ever. Another country like invading a sovereign nation, kidnapping and abducting the leader, the president, and taking them back to be charged in their judicial system. That's not how it works. They literally just like kidnapped him. It's and everybody keeps on saying like, captured. No, captured, bitch. What the fuck? I heard somebody on CNN say extricated. Extricated? Could you imagine if Iran, after being bombed by the US in conjunction with Israel, had invaded the US and came and captured Donald Trump? What the fuck do you think would be the headlines? Terrorist organization of Iran has kidnapped and abducted the president. Oh my God, this is an act of war. It's terrorism. But when you guys do it, oh yeah, it's just a mission. It's just like we're just carrying out in conjunction with our laws. Bitch, what? You don't have congressional approval. You're breaking international law. You're breaking constitutional law. So what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? You don't have jurisdiction in a different country, bitch. That's not how it fucking works. This is not the leader of Puerto Rico. Like, this is a sovereign nation. What the fuck are you talking about? So this is from fucking Donald Trump. The United States of America has successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. That makes no fucking sense. The U.S. law enforcement does not have jurisdiction in Venezuela. Is that a hard concept to grasp for you dumb fuck Americans who think that you can just trample all over everybody else's sovereignty and rights? Jesus fucking Christ. Like, can Iraq just come and kidnap Bush? Is that how we're doing things now? Can Palestine come and capture Joe Biden? Like, what is this precedent that you're setting? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is such a dangerous precedent to set. This is just, like, God. If you don't think that Trump's insane actions have consequences outside of America, you would be wrong. Because Trump provides permission structures to all world leaders to behave the way that he does. And if you don't believe me, go look at Bolsonaro in Brazil, go look at Yoon in South Korea. They both committed political insurrections following Donald Trump. There are so many consequences to Donald Trump's and America's actions that Americans don't take into account. And you need to think about this. Like, the far right conservatism in Canada got so much louder after Trump's first term. So it's just like, now we lost our immunization status in Canada for measles because we have so many cases in the West. It's insane. Like, we lost it after like 30 years, I believe. It's insane. It's part of the reason I've started making videos on these things, even though I'm Canadian, because I'm watching a fascist authoritarian regime rise up. And I mean, how many times have you learned about the Holocaust in school or thought about it and thought to yourself, what would I have done? I'm trying fucking something because this is fucking insane. Like, what an insane fucking thing to do. Just invading another country and kidnapping the president. And if he can just do this, he's already talking about how the government in Mexico isn't run by Scheinbaum, it's run by cartels. Well, fuck you. Yes, the fuck it is. Scheinbaum is actually doing a great job, and Mexico fucking loves her. So, like, and what does that mean? Like, if you think you can just get away with it, you keep getting away with it, then does that mean that you will just do that to Mark Carney next? And think that you can invade Canada and take us over and run our government? That ain't happening, bitch. Like, what the fuck? Every single person should have an issue with this. Doesn't matter what you think about Maduro. Doesn't matter what you think about Venezuela. It doesn't matter what you fucking think. Like, this is wrong. Your opinion is not important here. These are the facts. This is wrong. This is against the law. You're breaking international law. You are setting a very dangerous precedent that needs to be examined. And the fact that you can think you can just do it all willy-nilly is fucking crazy. And honestly, you're probably going to be able to get away with it. Because at this point, where the fuck is the UK? Keir Starmer said, oh, yeah, we'll have to look at it. Bitch ass, do something about it. All these fucking, even my government as well. We need to follow international law. Bitch, do something. Like, if you don't do something, if we don't do something, if Mexico doesn't do something, if all of China doesn't do something, we're all going to have to fucking, like, reckon with the fact that people are getting away with this now. This is not okay. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, so, Attorney General Pam Bondi, fucking asshole. Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York. Nicolas Maduro has been charged with narco-terrorism conspiracy. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. That you can't just make up classifications of fucking terrorism because you want it to stick. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Narco-terrorism is not a thing. Like, classifications of terrorism have to be set. Like, what are we? You can't just make shit up. Like, I'm so tired of this. Cocaine importation conspiracy, possession of machine guns and destructive. What? You cannot. That's not breaking U.S. law. Other countries are not allowed to have machine guns. So not only are you invading other countries because they may or may not have nukes, but now machine guns and other destructive devices. Are you shitting my dick? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? What? There are more there are more fucking guns in the United States than there are people. Like, what the fuck? Like, hello? So you literally are not, like, what are they supposed to defend themselves with? Sticks? And conspiracy to possess machine guns and destructive devices against the United States. Oh my god. He's gonna shoot his fucking machine gun at us. He's just gonna shoot at the border, and that's dangerous. Like, what from Venezuela? He's gonna go to the Venezuelan coast and just shoot in the direction of America. Like, what are we talking about? Like, this is so stupid. Oh my god. Good job, Pamela Joe. You fucking bitch. Jesus. They will soon face the full wrath of American justice on American soil in American courts. It's crazy to say that about a Venezuelan man who happens to be the president of Venezuela who was on Venezuelan soil. Like, you, like, what? I'm so tired of America acting like a dictator over all of the world. America has been the biggest terrorist organization in the world, in the history of the world. The CIA is a terrorist organization. The fact that you think that you can do this so blatantly, so poorly, so poorly explained, like an excuse, like what the fuck? Like this is not how. Mind you, this is the pro peace president. This is the no wars ticket. Okay? He's already bombed Yemen, Nigeria, Somalia, Iran, Venezuela now, boats from Trinidad and Tobago and Colombia, like threatening to invade Greenland, Canada, talking about going back to the one of those fucking stupid air bases in fucking Afghanistan. Like, what? Pro peace? Said he was going to have the wars ended in a day. It's been 11 months. Like, what the fuck? This is your king? This is your man? Like, what the fuck? I don't understand how Mega's rationalizing this. You have to be brain rotted. Like, you actually have to have holes in your brain. Like, at this point, I don't even think Aaron Hernandez would be that dumb. Like, you have worse brain injuries than him at this point. Rest in peace. Sorry, Aaron. Okay, so the U.S. military captured the Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro in a swift and overwhelming strike on Caracas early Saturday morning and was transporting him to New York to face criminal charges. The U.S. military did not capture Nicolas Maduro. They invaded illegally without congressional approval, with breaking the constitutional law, breaking international law. They invaded the country after bombing it and kidnapped and abducted the president and the first lady illegally after they had taken no action upon the United States. No war has been declared by Congress. So I don't understand what this is. Like, stop talking about his actions as if they are actions of war. They're not. There's no war. No war has been declared. He's murdering people in fishing boats in the Caribbean. He kidnapped and abducted the Venezuelan president, another sovereign nation's leader, because he wants to rape and pillage the natural resources. God. A stunning culmination of a months-long campaign by President Trump and his aides to oust the authoritarian leader. There were no obvious signs of a U.S. military presence in Venezuela at midday on Saturday as Venezuelans began to assess the damage from the American airstrikes and the ground incursion that led to the capture of Mr. Maduro and his wife. Capture again. This is the liberal media plays a huge role in these wars because the way that they phrase things has everything to do with how a lot of the public will perceive it. And they know that. And so they try to use these words to propagandize the public to be okay with what the government is doing. And in reality, this is not factual. This is like, sure, this is technically what happened, but this is not the truth. People don't want to be programmed to think a certain way. They just want the truth. Which is why the mainstream media is failing. They're dying. It's a dying fucking brand. It's a dying industry. Because at this point, what the fuck is the point of you? All they do is relay the same information that the White House puts out. If I could just go to the White House's Twitter. Venezuela's top officials and state news media projected a message of defiance on Saturday afternoon. Mr. Maduro's Vice President Delcy Rodriguez, who was sworn in as interim president at a secret ceremony in Caracas, delivered an address to the nation rejecting the U.S. intervention. She accused Washington of invading her country under false pretenses and asserted that Mr. Maduro was still Venezuela's head of state. Oh, right. So this is a very weird situation all around, because usually when America is trying to do a regime change or coup, they will have a specific leader in mind, a specific party in mind, a puppet administration to run that specific country in order to get the US's best interests. And so the fact that they went in and kidnapped, this is an insane thing to do. And now they're not even trying to push the opposition. It's very strange. I've heard a lot of people talking about, like, maybe there might have been a deal struck between some of the parties involved with Maduro and Trump or whatever. I'm not sure. I don't know. So this is her. She gave a speech earlier today. Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez on Saturday said President Nicolas Maduro is their country's only president several hours after U.S. troops captured him. Jesus fucking Christ. And his wife to face charges in New York. There is only one president in Venezuela, and his name is Nicolas Maduro Moros, Rodriguez said in a televised address to Venezuelans hours after the U.S. strikes and Maduro's capture. President Trump said that Rodriguez was sworn in as Venezuela's new president, but her show of support for Maduro's presidency appeared to dismiss Trump's remark. He told citizens that the attack on Venezuela was barbarity and demanded the U.S. release Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores. We had already warned that an aggression was underway under false excuses and false pretenses, and that the masks had fallen off, revealing only one objective: regime change in Venezuela. This regime change would also allow for the seizure of our energy, mineral, and natural resources. This is the true objective, and the world and the international community must know it. Rodriguez added that she is willing to talk and have respectful relations with the Trump administration. Following the attack, Rodriguez called on the U.S. to show proof of life of Maduro and Flores. She condemned the attacks and the capture as a complete, brutal aggression against our people. Oh yeah, I can't say I disagree. So, this was some of the videos of the strikes. Yeah, I'm not watching all that's fucking insane. Okay, so this is Gustavo Petro, the Colombian president. Right now, they are bombing Caracas. Alert to the whole world. They have attacked Venezuela. They are bombing with missiles. The OAS and the UN must meet immediately. Which, if they're any good, like, the UN is terrible at doing their fucking job. Like, the idea of the UN is great, but they don't ever do anything. Like, maybe if they want to do their jobs for once, maybe, like, it'd be nice. Please meet. Do something. You have these, like, world leaders who want to, like, they don't want to fuck with America, but at the same time, in not fucking with America here, you might be cutting yourself off at the fucking knees. Like, do you want this to happen to you? I don't understand. How much longer are we going to let the United States of America act like this? This is not even a new thing. They might have lied about it better before, but it's not new. They might have tried to hide it better, but here we are. Okay, so this dumb fucking bitch ass fucking Donald Trump.
With breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence, You rarely see anything like it. You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an embarrassment. If you look back to Afghanistan, or if you look back to the Jimmy Carter days, they were different days. We're a respected country again, maybe like never before.
No, this is actually not going to earn you any respect at all. You are under the misconception that fear equals respect, and that's why you think that. You are not respected. In circles, you are feared. In circles, you are made fun of. In most rooms, you're ridiculed, but you are not respected.
We're going to run
And let's be clear about one thing as well. Sycophantic idolization is not respect either. Because sometimes respect is about telling somebody that they're wrong or they need to sit down. Nobody around you respects you. They let you look a fool every single fucking day. It's sundowner hour. It's sundowner hour, dementia rants all the fucking time. There's no way you should be up on a stage any day of the week. You need to be at the nursing home. It's crazy.
the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. And it has to be judicious because that's what we're all about.
Nothing about this was judicious.
We're going to run the country until such time.
I can't believe, the brazenness, just it's so blatant. He's just coming out and saying it. At least before they would be like, oh yeah, here's our puppet, and they're going to run the country. They're going to be great. Now it's just like, we're going to run it. We're going to figure it out. This is so insane. This is not how democracy works.
As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust, for a long period of time.
For who? American capital owners? Because I don't believe it has been a bust for anybody else.
They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping and what could have taken place.
You have sanctions on Venezuelan oil. If you just played ball with them, you have the refineries that, you could have just worked with Maduro. He was offering to work with you. He was offering to sell you the oil.
We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country. And we're, as everyone knows,
pardon me, it's like, at least he's just coming out and saying it. But at the same time, you still have people who will hear this, see it with their own eyes, hear with their own little two dumb fucking ears, and be like, oh, it's actually about democracy. Actually, it's about democracy. Yeah. We have to go invade Venezuela because not Nicolas Maduro, he is a dictator. And it's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. No, the fuck, he just said it 5 fucking times in a row. It's about the fucking oil. For him, it's about the fucking oil. For Marco Rubio, it's about toppling Venezuela in the hopes that it will be a domino effect to fucking Cuba. And for Pete Hegseth, he just wants to kill people. Like, he just wants to blow shit up. Like, that's it. That is the motivation behind all of this. And it's also kind of a fuck you to Maduro because the Trump administration and Trump 1 tried to place a puppet regime in Venezuela, Juan Guaido, but it was unsuccessful. Maduro stayed in office this whole time, and Trump has had a fucking hate boner for him for years. And he's had a boner for the fucking oil. He was talking about the oil in like 2023 on campaign trails. Oh, Venezuela was ready to topple when I was coming out of the presidency. It was right next door. We're gonna get all the oil. It would have been so good. It would have been so nice. And it's like you can't even like mince your words at all, bitch. Like, first of all, that's one thing, and then second of all, it's not your fucking oil. You do not have the right to go and steal shit from people. I know that it might be a fucking hard concept for you to grasp as a exploitative billionaire, but you are not allowed to just trample over everybody else's rights and take what you want because you think that you can. That's not how the world works, Donald. No, it's not your fucking oil, you bitch. Like, oh my God. And I'm so tired of her. I've seen a couple tweets mentioning the Monroe Doctrine. That's not what it's about, bitch. That's not what it's about. The Monroe Doctrine was put in place to stop so America could stop other nations from doing exactly what you are doing right now. It's not to give you the right to do it as well. Like, it's actually been put in place to stop this. Like,
and start making money for the country. And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave if we needed to do so. We actually assumed that a second wave would be necessary, but now it's probably not. The first wave, if you'd like to call it that, the first attack was so successful, we probably don't have to do a second, but we're prepared to do a second wave, a much bigger wave, actually.
so here he is talking about literally invading, so starting full-blown war with Venezuela. Mind you, Venezuelans are in the streets protesting. Americans are in the street protesting because nobody fucking wants this. There's a certain group of Venezuelans who don't like Maduro and want this. Okay, if you want to be dumb, go be dumb. Like, go watch TV. Like, you do not need to speak up right now, bitch. You can go look at the history of USA and all of the different regime changes they've done. I mean, go look at how Iraq is doing, how it was doing post the Iraq War. Go look how Iran is doing. Jesus fucking Christ, that was one of the first ones. It's still in destabilization. Like, what the? It's been like, what? Like, that was what, like 53 or something? Bitch, it's been like 70 years, and Iran is still in a bad place. What are we doing? Like, shut the fuck up. If you, oh my God. I hate people. I hate people.
Just stay until such time as the proper transition can take place. So we're going to stay until such time as we're going to run it, essentially, until such time as a proper transition can take place. Just stay until such time.
So can we come in and do this to Donald Trump? If Mark Carney grew some balls, could he come out and do this and come and invade your country to abduct and kidnap the president? Would that be okay with Republicans, with MAGA? Hello, like I don't understand how I have to like point this out that like the rules also apply to you, bitch. It's not a rules for thee, not for me situation. And people are starting to wake up to the fact that that's how you've been acting on a global stage for 70 years. Like we just talked about with Iran. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, I say this just because it's like, oh
and they
my,
came.
shut up, you dumb fuck. Like, why has nobody told him that they're not emptying these insane asylums into the country? That's not what asylum means, dumb fuck. Asylum seeker is somebody seeking asylum, a refugee. That is not what asylum means. Like, what are you talking about, you dumb, demented fool in diapers? Like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Is there nobody around him to be like, hey, Mr. President, that's actually not what that means. It's been 11 months.
Monsters into the United States to steal American lives. And they came from mental institutions and insane asylums. They came from prisons and jails. The reason I say both, they sound similar. Actually, prisons a little bit more hostile, a little bit tougher. A mental institution isn't as tough as an insane asylum, but we got them both. They sent monsters.
Just to be clear, insane asylums have pretty much been like abolished. They're called mental institutions now. There pretty much are no mental asylums because it's not 1962. Like, also, the only fucking country that I've ever heard dumping their prisons into the United States was Cuba. And you welcomed it. You asked for it, honestly. You let them in with open arms, let them into the country. You were fine with that because you wanted to destabilize the country and do a regime change. It's crazy. Fucking pieces of fucking shit. God. America is the biggest terrorist organization in the world.
And we have now a border where nobody gets through. In addition, Venezuela unilaterally seized and sold American oil.
Wait a minute. Wait. Did he just say what I think? Wait a minute. We're gonna turn it up. I'm gonna have to turn it up. Sorry.
Seized and sold American oil, where nobody gets through. In addition, Venezuela unilaterally seized.
Venezuela. What?
And sold American oil, American assets, and American platforms, costing us billions and billions of dollars. They did this a while ago, but we never had a president that did anything about it. They took all of our property. It was our property. We built it. And we.
You mean Venezuelan property? Property in Venezuela? Sounds like it's theirs. The oil that is in the ground in Venezuela? Kind of feels like it's theirs because it's in Venezuela, dipshit. They're not part of the United States of America.
We never had a president that decided to do anything about it. Instead, they fought wars that were 10,000 miles away. We built Venezuela.
Yeah. He's like, oh my God, they were so stupid for going all that far away in Iraq. Like, Venezuela's right there. Could have got the oil. Why, if you wanted oil, why not just go to Venezuela? Not that it would be wrong to start a war for oil. Like,
oil industry with American talent, drive, and skill, and the socialist regime stole it from us during those previous administrations, and they stole it through force. This constituted one of the largest thefts of American property in the history of our country.
You can't steal something that is yours, dumb fuck. Like, you were stealing it. They just took it back. That's not stealing. It's reclaiming something that belongs to you. That's not stealing, dumbass. You were stealing it. You're stealing it now. You're trying to steal it. Like, what the fuck?
Considered the largest theft of property in the history of our country. Massive oil infrastructure was taken like we were babies, and we didn't do anything about it.
Like you were a baby. This is like your baby. Like, everything is yours. Like, you can play with everybody's toys, but nobody can play with yours. Like, this is absolutely fucking insane. You are an overgrown, dictatorial toddler. It's absolutely fucking crazy, you tyrant.
I would have done something about it. America will never allow foreign powers to rob our people or drive us back into and out of our own hemisphere. That's what they did.
You don't have ownership of the entire hemisphere, bitch. Like, what are you talking about? Hello? And here's this motherfucking drunk, rapist ass motherfucker. I mean, I guess they're both rapists. I mean, being a rapist is like, it's like an asset in this administration. Fucking hell.
Nicolas Maduro had his chance, just like Iran had their chance, until they didn't and until he didn't. He effed around and he found out. President Trump is deadly.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Hello? Can we get some decorum? Like, you just committed one of the most egregious war crimes in recent American history. And you said Nicolas Maduro fucked around and he found out? So here's a clip of Trump literally almost falling asleep. Like, heavy blinking. Jesus fucking Christ. Sundowner hour.
Mr. President. Mr. President. Mr. President. Mr. President. Running the country. Mr. President. Mr. President. Mr. President.
You said that the U.S. is going to run Venezuela. So who's in power right now?
Well, we're going to.
Mr. President. Running the country. Mr. President. Mr. President.
Mr. President. You said that the U.S. is going to run Venezuela. So who's in power right now?
Well, we're going to be running it with a group, and we're going to make sure it's run properly. We're going to rebuild the oil infrastructure, which will cost billions of dollars. It'll be paid for by the oil companies directly. They will.
By the way, those are the only people who are going to be benefiting from any of this is the oil companies. That's the only people who are going to be benefiting. That's it. Your life is not going to change any. In fact, if you're an American and this goes into a war, which it very likely could, then there's a possibility that your son or your daughter or somebody will be sent to war for oil companies so they can make more billions of dollars. Again, mind you.
Be reimbursed for what they're doing, but that's going to be paid. And we're going to get the oil flowing the way it should be. As you know, it was just a minor flow. It was actually a minor flow for what they have. But we're going to run it properly, and we're going to make sure the people of Venezuela are taken care of. We're going to make sure the people that were forced out of Venezuela by this thug are also taken care of.
That's such a fucking piece of shit. You are not taking care of the people of Venezuela by bombing them, murdering over 100 of them in fishing boats, capturing their president, invading their land. That's not how you help the people of Venezuela. That's not in the best interest of them. What the fuck is wrong with you, you dipshit? Jesus fucking Christ.
So taken care of.
Mr.
President, does the U.S. running the country mean that U.S. troops will be on the ground? How will that work?
Well, you know, they always say boots on the ground. Oh, so we're not afraid of boots on the ground if we have to have. We had boots on the ground last night. at a very high level, actually. We're not afraid of it. We don't mind saying it. But we're going to make sure that that country is run properly. We're not doing this in vain. This is a very dangerous attack. This is an attack that could have...
Bitch, you can't even run your own fucking country properly. Your approval rating is in the shitter. Your economy is in the fucking shitter. Everything to do with your administration is going poorly. You're underwater on immigration, your main policy. You do not have approval of it. Like, the polls are showing that they do not support this regime change, this war. I don't know what the fuck kind of crack you smoke, but you are not the one to be running this country, let alone another one, because you can't even run the first one. Hello? Like, the unbridled narcissism of these people is just absolutely fucking insane. I don't have the words to even like properly dictate how fucking crazy this actually fucking is. Like, what the hell?
We've gotten very, very badly. Could have gone very badly. We could have lost a lot of people last night. We could have lost a lot of dignity. We could have lost a lot of equipment. The equipment is less important, but we could have lost a lot. And we're going to make sure that this is proper. We're there now. We're ready to go again if we have to. We're going to run the country right. It's going to be run very judiciously, very fairly. It's going to make a lot of money. We're going to give money.
Bitch, you cannot run a country judiciously by breaking the fucking law. Like, what? Oh my God.
Money to the people. We're going to reimburse people that were taken advantage of. We're going to take care of everybody. It's very important. We couldn't let them get away with it. You know, they stole our oil. We built that whole industry there.
I'm so tired of this. And if anybody has anything to say about this being or anything to do with but oil, you're a fucking moron. Listen to his fucking words. Like, what the fuck? Why are we trying to analyze this fucking bullshit and find the hidden message when he's coming out and saying it blatantly? Like, right out of the fucking horse's mouth.
Exact mechanism by which you're going to run the country? Are you going to designate a U.S. official to coordinate?
Yes, it's all being done right now. We're designating people. We're talking to people. We're designating various people, and we're going to let you know who those people are.
That would run Venezuela.
Well, it's largely going to be for a period of time the people that are standing right behind me. We're going to be running it. We're going to be bringing it back. It's a dead. You know, I talk about a dead country. A year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're a country doing better than any country anywhere in the world. And
Why is the quality of life in America so bad?
Required leadership. Venezuela has a lot of bad people in there, a lot of bad people that shouldn't be leading. We're not going to take a chance.
Bitch, you're a convicted felon rapist. You should not be leading anything. You bankrupted your company 6 times. You bankrupted casinos. The house always wins. Not if it's owned by you. Bitch, like, what is this?
One of those people take over for Maduro. So you can look at, and others. We have fantastic people, including people in the military. So we're going to have a group of people running it until such time as it...
It's just fucking crazy. This is bullshit. Fucking dumbass little Marco Rubio. I fucking hate this bitch.
Did you notify any members of Congress in advance?
Marco, do you want to talk about that? Because you were involved in it.
Sure. We call members of Congress immediately after. This was not the kind of mission that you can do congressional notification on. It was a trigger-based mission in which conditions...
Wait. What do you mean this is not the kind of mission you can do congressional notification on? This is exactly the kind of mission that you have to do congressional notification on. You need congressional approval to do this. You need Congress to declare war to do this. Like, you don't have that to begin with. You didn't have it to begin with to do all those strikes that you did in the Caribbean on all those fucking innocent fishermen that were bombed in boats, little speeding boats that would need to refuel 20 times to get to America. So what the fuck are you talking about? Congress will leak. But bitch, it doesn't matter if they'll leak it. It's the law. You have to follow the law, Marco. Secretary of fucking State, you bitch. What the fuck is this? Your big ass fucking ears.
Conditions had to be met night after night. We watched and monitored that for a number of days. So it's just simply not the kind of mission you can call people and say, hey, we may do this at some point in the next 15 days. But it's largely a law enforcement function. Remember, at the end...
No, that's a bold-faced lie. This is exactly what you have to get congressional approval on. It's not notification. It's like, what do you mean, the kind of mission? No, any mission that you are committing against a foreign adversary, you need to get congressional approval for. An act of war requires congressional approval. The president does not have the ability to do what you're talking about. What the fuck? Like, I feel like none of these people went to school. Well, Marco Rubio's in Florida, so. Oh my God. I included this because it's just like, they're so telling. This is exactly why he wants this. And Donald Trump came out and said exactly why he wanted it for the oil. Marco Rubio wants it for Cuba. And Pete Hegseth just wants to kill people. He wants to feel cool and badass and blow shit up. And say that Maduro fucked around and found out. All right, here you go. Who's big ears?
It's run by incompetent, senile men, and in some cases, not senile, but incompetent nonetheless.
Turn around, Marco. Do a 180 turn, bitch. Turn around. Turn around, Marco. Go look at the Republican caucus. Go look at the Democratic caucus, too. Go look at Congress. What are you talking about? Run by incompetent, senile men. There's a man in Congress who is in his 90s. There's a woman in Congress who is about to be 90, who has dementia, by the way. You have got to be fucking kidding me. Like, so Trump gets asked about the fucking opposition leader, and this is what he has to fucking say. Which is, like I said, weird. Earlier I was talking about how usually U.S. would be like propping up the opposition leader right now. Trump has yet to do so, and this is what he had to say earlier today at the press conference. By the way, notice up at the top left corner of this video, it says Palm Beach, Florida, Mar-a-Lago Club. Because they did this address to the nation at Mar-a-Lago. Because that's where Trump has been all weekend. The Trump regime completed a mission on another nation, all out of Mar-a-Lago. Not the Situation Room, not anywhere in the White House that's secure, but at Mar-a-Lago. Because Trump had to go golfing the next day. I don't know, like. So here he is on the fucking opposition leader. Fucking, what the fuck is her name? Marina Carino Macado, something. Maria Karina Machado or something. Machado. Some bullshit. She's bullshit. She won the fucking Peace Prize and then immediately dedicated it to Trump. Tried to say that Maduro is Hamas. Maduro is Hezbollah. Like, she's crazy. Anyways. Here he is.
Aware of the location of opposition leader Machado, and have you been in contact with her?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
Mr. President,
Do you have any hesitations about Machado?
Mr. President, on Monday.
I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader. She doesn't have the support within or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect to be the leader.
Is the U.S. aware of the...
Like I said, very fucking strange. Usually they would be propping up the opposition leader. Think about Iraq. Think about Libya. Like, there's so many different examples of this. And he's not really propping up anybody. It's very weird. It's strange. Which kind of leans into the theory of there being some sort of deal struck between Maduro's party and like Maduro's regime and the Trump regime. Because at this point in time, Maduro's regime is still in power. Just if you're trying to do a regime change, you have to get everybody else out of power as well. There needs to be a true revolution. You can't just kidnap the leader. It's not really how it works. So this is in, it looks like New York. And people are on the streets marching, protesting against the war on Venezuela. People were also marching in Venezuela, in Caracas. There has been a huge show of protest against this because nobody fucking wants it. The only people that want this and benefit from it are the people that are capital owners and have stake in oil companies, in the oil industry. Like that's all that this is about. So here is a picture of Maduro captured and on his way to the United States. Just, I do find it a little funny that he's got the full Nike tracksuit on. But anyways, sorry. So this is what I was saying. Images published by the White House showing President Donald J. Trump alongside Secretary blah, 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 during last night's operation in Venezuelan capital of Caracas. So they're literally like at Mar-a-Lago with like sheets, like curtains put up because they couldn't be bothered to go back to the Situation Room to a secure location. Like, it's absolutely fucking insane. Like, this is so stupid. My God. It's insane. Look how fucking ugly and informal this fucking shit is. Like, what the fuck? Mind you, is that not Twitter in the background? That's Twitter. Like, hello? And this one is insane. Like, what is this? What are you... What is that? Like, what are you watching? Like, what are you looking up on fucking Twitter? And that's how you're monitoring the situation? Like, what is this Looney Tunes ass brigade of bullshit? I am so tired. Hello? Like, literally scrolling Twitter. And this is literally like, this is literally the account that I'm looking at right now. They're monitoring this account. Insane. Absolutely fucking insane. Looney Tunes. Like, Peanuts. It's absolutely fucking insane. Like, I don't understand. Oh my God. Okay. Multiple images seems to show a big screen where they've searched Venezuela on Twitter. The country is being run by Mr. Potato Head. Like, I this is the best of the best, everybody. Wow. So apparently one of the places that was hit last night was the Cartel de la Montaña, a military museum, a historic symbol of Chavismo, and it has just been destroyed. So Hugo Chavez was also abducted and kidnapped by the United States. He was eventually taken back to Venezuela. This is like the second time in like 30 years this has happened. It's absolutely fucking insane. Chavez still has a lot of support in Venezuela. And it seems very symbolic to choose this site in particular. It's just barbaric. Like, it just goes to show that nothing is sacred to these people. Hugo Chavez's remains were housed there, and due to the explosion, must have been vaporized. So this was the mausoleum that held the remains of Hugo Chavez, and apparently, allegedly, I'm not sure if it's the exact location, but allegedly, the American military has destroyed it. It's just fucking barbaric, bro. Like, I don't fucking... It's just fucking barbaric at this point. Like, I don't understand. I don't have any way of rationalizing these actions. They are irrational. And this is just fucking insane. All right, everybody. Have a good night. I'll see you in the next one. Keep your eyes open. This is fucking bullshit. Don't fall for liberal media. They're fucking liberal washing of these events. Ask for more of your media sources as well, by the way. This is fucked. Like, I don't have anything else to say.